everybody. I'm Julie E., and welcome to the Limitless Health Club 2023. And I'm so excited to be here. We have spent the last couple of months editing this membership so that you can all have limitless health. There's now a free version, and you can tell your friends so they can get started and they can look at the DIY section. We've made it all into video. You have access to that as well. But if you're here watching me on Zoom, joining me today, then you're part of the Limitless Health Club Plus. So that means that you get to join me and ask me your personal questions and join me live. And we also have a group chat through the website. So myself or my staff also tend to that, and we can answer some of your questions there. As you might think and notice, it is winter, which is why I'm wearing a hat. It is cold outside or it's warm inside, whatever's going on with you. Everyone is dry, dehydrated, dry skin, throat issues. So I really want you to think about this. A lot of how you feel comes from your environment. They say it's more than 90%. So if you are outside in the cold and inside in the heat, and then you're hot and you're cold because of the heat, and you're changing your clothes or ripping off layers, more than likely your body needs more electrolytes, minerals, and salt. Can be such an easy fix for you to just feel better, simply like by adding one of those. One of our favorite salt remedies is we either eat salt. This pink salt that we have, you can find it on our website. You can take a bunch in your hand and literally just eat it. You can put it on and in all of your food. You can cook with it. We also have the Medi-Soak and the other bath salts that we carry. So you can soak in it. In fact, I soaked this morning just my ankles and feet while I was on the computer for an hour. I could be doing it right now and you wouldn't even know it. I think one of the most important things also is we do have to multitask. There's not enough time in the day to exercise and to sleep and to do all of our biohacking therapies and to prepare raw, healthy, organic, clean food. I'm not saying it all has to be raw, but just that takes longer. And also to do your job and go to drive your kids everywhere and do all your therapies. So I feel that whenever we can multitask, absolutely do it. So soaking your feet while you're on a Zoom, swiping your feet while you're on a Zoom. Sometimes I use a laser, or I might even have a red light panel on me while I'm on Zoom. Why not? Get it done. So we're talking about being dehydrated or dry skin. And one of the things that I said was salt, putting salt on your hand, get it in. Some people like to dump it in water and drink it. I don't like the way that tastes. I will sacrifice one big mouthful of salt and chug down some water. I will also sacrifice one bite of food to get a lot of salt in. That's when you need a lot of salt. If you are doing a good job with your nutrition, then you are eating a lot of salt all of the time, that you shouldn't really need, to just like chug some salt unless you're in the sauna, unless you're doing hot yoga on a regular basis, unless you just don't really feel right. But on a regular average day, just eating a half a teaspoon of salt within your food is probably enough. And I emphasize pink salt, not table salt. Table salt has been bleached to be white, and then they add chemicals to make it not stick together. So there's really only harm and no benefit from eating table salt any longer. We have air-dried sea salt. There's Himalayan salts. There's all different kinds of excellent salt. We use our salt and put some grape juice, like a little splash of grape juice and some water, and we make that like our healthy Gatorade. That is what I served to my son's soccer team when I was the coach for a couple of years in a row on game day. And some of the parents actually said, "Wow, what's your magic drink? My kid, I've never seen him so active." And that's because your adrenals do not work correctly if there's not enough salt. Also, so your adrenals need electrolytes, and most people have adrenal burnout from their cell phones, their laptops, their overexercise, their poor diet, their lack of sleep, their overactive level or too high level of pharmaceuticals and vaccines. those things all wear down the body because they put so much stress on the body, and it just makes it harder for the adrenals to recover if there's no salt in your diet or too little salt. So the other thing is we can soak. So we talked about eating salt. We can soak with salt. Soaking in salt is absolutely not the same as using Epsom salt. Epsom salt just flushes the liver. Soaking in the salt actually is an ionic exchange. It pulls toxins. It acts like a vacuum cleaner and sucks stuff out of your body through your hands and feet, and it hydrates through your skin. Epsom salt does not have any of those properties. It just helps the liver to detoxify, which actually will pile more stuff into your lymph, further making you need to soak. When you have the real ocean, absolutely, definitely, without a shadow of a doubt, use the ocean. I wanted to come back to salt and your diet for a minute and remind people how many people's stomach does not work. Does not work. A lot of people, digestion is an issue. And I'm going to tell you a few things about a webinar I was just on just before coming on mine. And they were talking about by the year 2030, 50% of people are predicted to be obese. So let's just really focus on our health and make sure that is not us. That will never be me. It will never be any of the clients I work with. I hope it's not going to be you. Commit today to get your body on track and healthier. And we're going to get right into foundational nutrition and building your foundation and your biofield in just a minute. But we were just talking about skin and dehydration and winter. I hear this every single day. We don't do as many smoothies in the winter. We don't drink as much water. I know you don't because I don't. And I'm just as guilty. When I go to a restaurant, I order hot water. I drink hot water around the house, around the office. I put limonene in it. I might put salt, a splash of salt in it. I don't like when it's like salt water per se, but I don't mind a splash. If you're drinking tea or coffee, that dehydrates you. If you're not drinking enough water, then absolutely you're getting dehydrated. Our society, especially your yoga teachers and spinning instructors, they're all like, hydrate, 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 drink enough water, drink enough water. It is not enough to drink enough water. Let me say that again. Water alone will not hydrate you. You need to have the salt, you need electrolytes, and you need minerals. And I'm pretty sure by now, most people know that Gatorade is filled with sugar, and it's also completely genetically modified. So if you want to destroy your gut and your health, absolutely go for it and drink Gatorade to at least get hydrated now, or feed it to your kids. Otherwise, know that Gatorade is destroying your health on a bigger picture. GMOs get themselves incorporated into your cells. So whatever is in your gut is not necessarily, those cells are now fake. There's like other particles that have inserted themselves in your cells of your digestive system, further making it harder for you to digest your food well or correctly. So do not eat any GMOs. Soy is not in my diet whatsoever at all. Corn, my son has never even had corn on the cob. It's ridiculous, but corn is just history. They've ruined it. There's blue corn that supposedly none of it is GMO. Do I trust that? Not really. I don't trust anyone anymore when it comes to the quality of our food. Look at what Whole Foods is putting in our food right now. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you got to go on my Instagram page and look at the wall. And I posted what Whole Foods now has on their wall or it's not really on their wall. They're hiding it. It's on like the floor practically of what they're putting on your produce. If you live in Florida, Publix is doing it also. I'm sure they are not the only places. About 5 years ago, Costco started it. They're putting some kind of crazy waxy crap, pesticide, toxicity, whatever, chemical, petroleum type of thing on your apples, your blueberries, your oranges. And so I just don't think we wash our blueberries enough. I don't think people wash their apples or oranges enough either. I don't. So I am sure no one else does. In any event, I don't trust anybody. And where was I going with that thought? I don't trust anyone. be healthy, focus on your body, and be smarter than the average, the joke of be smarter than a fifth grader, be smarter than the marketing campaigns that try to suck you in. So going back to finish our topic of dry skin in the winter, besides hydrating, besides enough sleep, and when I say hydrating, you know by now that I mean water and salt and electrolytes. If you don't get enough sleep, your adrenals will be stressed out and they dehydrate, and then you don't feel good and your skin gets dry. If you are overdoing it, burning the candle at both ends, you will probably also be dry. So think about these things. And if you can nip that in the bud and you go, oh, my skin feels really soft right now, whatever you did, that probably is what you need to keep doing throughout the winter. Definitely hydrate, water, and salt. You can soak in the bath in salt. You can soak your feet in salt. You could shove it up your butt in an enema. I am a huge advocate of that when done correctly and when done with enough microbiome before and after, and when your body needs it as a tool. It is a tool. We sell enema buckets. They're on our website. They're in our clinic. You could probably see them right behind me on the bottom shelf. There's enema buckets right there. Absolutely. I did it to my child when he was a baby and he had a fever. 100% of the time, an enema will reduce the fever instantly. I slid a little bit of salt water into his tush when he was like 2 and he had a fever. And within 5 minutes after doing that, he was like bouncing up and down, happy as can be, did not feel poorly at all anymore. It works. It can work for you too. If you have a fever, yes, you could do it during when you have COVID. So now let's go back to something else I mentioned. I was just on a webinar about peptides, all kinds of anti-aging or age reversal type of doctors talking about peptides and all different kinds of peptides and what they do. Insulin's a peptide. Your body has peptides in it. Peptides just means two things combined. Well, there's dipeptide. There's peptides are part of protein and related to amino acids. They're part of your natural body. So you can think, oh, no matter what I do, I'm not losing weight, or no matter what I do, I can't get rid of that headache or that bloating. And you can seek out all kinds of practitioners and work your way all the way to spending thousands of dollars on peptides. The case study that he gave about this 24-year-old girl who is depressed and overweight, she is taking this many supplements, like, and she is doing 100 things. He worked with her for almost 3 years before she finally felt better. And she's on a couple of pharmaceuticals and she's on a lot of peptides. And eventually she got off the Zoloft, started to feel better, and is in grad school. So you can carve that path out for yourself if you would like, or you can use the 3 simple steps to health that I continue to talk about. Because when asked about that young girl, if she had EMF remediation on the phone, the doctor said, I don't know, which means it was not part of her program. And if you are one of my followers, or you have been to my website or any of my pages, or your client, you know that the first thing that I have you do is put EMF remediation on your phone, your laptop, your tablet. And then everything you are doing to try to get well, every effort you make suddenly will start to work. That is one of the reasons why other health programs do not work if you do not have EMF remediation on at minimum, your phone. Everyone can afford it. If you have an $800 or $1,000 iPhone and you have an Apple computer, you can absolutely build into your price one of our Q discs. It's an EMF sticker. You can't even really see it. It barely stands up off the phone. And this little sticker on the phone turns your phone from killing you into healing you. It is that easy. It goes under the case. It goes directly on the phone. It is there for the life of the phone, unless by the time you don't still have your phone, we're up to like 10 or 15G. It probably won't work by then. The devices we were using from 1G to 4G no longer worked when we hit 5. And that's probably because of the way that they have to do 5G. When it was 1 through 4, there was one tower per town. In order to have 5G work correctly, they practically have one on every street. And so that is why the old stickers no longer work. And if you are using an older sticker from us, because we've been selling them since 1999, that's 24 years. If you have one of those on one of your devices, it's time to switch out and upgrade to the 5G remediation sticker. It works when we do energy testing here in the clinic, everyone understands and sees how it works, and you will too. You can also, when you sign up on my website to get the newsletter, you will get an auto reply that shows you a bunch of pictures, which I downloaded from a talk from this woman who is an expert for 20 years in EMF. These are her images. They are real and factual. It's a real thing. And even if you doubt it, what is $50 when it comes to your health? I'm telling you, putting a sticker on every one of your devices is a game changer in your health and that of everyone in your family. And we go beyond that to doing remediation around the house. That's a bigger step. I'm not going to go into that right now. You can buy the Liquitech, also known as EMF paint, on my website. And you can also download on the EMF page all kinds of pictures about where you can use this paint. If you drive a Tesla or an electric car, you absolutely need to put the paint underneath your seat in the wheels where your seat tracks. If there's a computer here, like in a Tesla, you have to put one of these stickers on there, sometimes two. The latest Tesla I tested the other day, and one actually worked. But without it, the whole time you're sitting in your car, your body is getting fried and fried and fried. And all of these destroy your biofield. And that's the main topic I wanted to talk about today as our getting started in 2023, the biofield. I talk about the biofield every single day. If you don't have a biofield, healing doesn't necessarily happen. When your biofield is intact, healing is limitless. I really want to make sure you understand that. Healing is limitless when you have a biofield. A biofield is a plasma energy field around you. You cannot see plasma, but it is like what everyone's thinking about leaky gut. There's like little holes in the gut. Your biofield has little holes in it, and it makes it harder for your body to get healthier and stay healthier. So I really want to overemphasize, drive this message home, put the sticker, the EMF remediation on your phone, on your tablet, on all of your kids, anyone you love, on their devices, not on your kids, but on your kids' devices. Anything your kids use. If you have a brand new baby that just came out of the womb, you need to put this on their tablet if they're watching videos. If you have a baby in the womb and you rest your phone anywhere near your pelvic region or the baby, you are frying your baby, and they are coming out of the womb already depleted and already damaged with health issues. The phone pulls CoQ10, electrolytes, and minerals out of your body. I just spent the first 7 to 10 minutes of tonight's call or meeting to talk about how important minerals and electrolytes are for your stomach to work correctly, for your adrenals to work correctly. I know without a shadow of a doubt, you want those organs to work correctly. You want to have your biofield work correctly. Take a minute to count how many devices you have while I turn on the light. The light, it was so light in here that I thought I didn't need any artificial light, but it looks like I do. So I'm just going to go with a little bit, because the more lights you turn on, the more, like, it's not necessarily EMF in my clinic because I've remediated all of that. However, it's still not the best energy to have around. If you have a light right above your head, or let's say I can sync a little. If your kitchen light is here and it's like fluorescent lights or if it's an old fixture, the field actually could come all the way down to here. So the whole time I'm in the kitchen cutting and chopping to make salad or dinner or whatever I'm doing, I'm getting fried and my biofield is turning off and my head is getting radiated and zapped. And that is not a healthy state to be in. So we're going to go back to EMF remediation and some bit of Vastu remediation to your entire property, at least to the places where you spend the most time in the kitchen, in your bed, at your desk, on your couch, or wherever you hang out. Those are the places that absolutely need remediation from EMFs. Do you want to remediate your whole property? It's what I do to people's homes. If you need help, I'll come and do it for you. If you live logistically, for me, like in the LA area and also in the Miami Beach area, I can absolutely do that for you. We have many do-it-yourself tools on and directions with pictures and products on the website where you can buy little kits and do the outside of your bedroom. There's a young girl who I've been working with for a few years. She's not that young anymore. She's probably about 32 now. And she lives on the second floor in a building in Hollywood. And she put some of our EMF stuff around the outside of the building and went inside. And her husband said, "Oh my gosh, it feels so good in here. What did you do?" We're literally manipulating the energy, what you cannot see. But if you are like uncomfortable in your skin, think about what is around me. What's going on in the air here? Is there a cell phone tower outside? Did my next door neighbor just get a new satellite or a mesh system? All of those things affect how you feel. And this is all the first of the 3 simple steps to health. It is to remediate the EMFs. There are 5 missing things from all other health programs. And I can tell you that the number one of that is also that every doctor, every health practitioner, acupuncture, massage, functional medicine, I don't care who you work with or who you have worked with, most of them, 99.9% of the ones I've talked to, do not do EMF remediation with their patients. And that means that as soon as you leave their office, I don't care if you take 5 or 50 supplements a day, you fast, you eat organic and clean, you do yoga, prayer, meditation. If you do all of that within 10 minutes of being on your phone, your biofield is gone. And healing is not limitless at that point. When the biofield is intact, healing is limitless. I cannot emphasize this enough. In fact, it's really going to be the only topic that I talk about tonight. And I'm going to keep the video on the shorter side for those of you that are going to watch it at a later time. I will take a couple of questions before we end, though. And so EMF remediation, absolutely, without a shadow of a doubt. If you are a member of this Limitless Health Club and you're joining me today and you're watching this video at a later time, you get between 10 to 20% off of all of your products on julieehealth.com. You should absolutely buy right now 5 or 10 of these Q discs. You can find them as EMF stickers, EMF remediation, or 5G discs or Q discs. We have a lot of different names for them because I call them EMF stickers all the time. So find them on the website, order them, and put one on every single device and put a case over it and never take it off unless you talk to me in 3 or 4 years from now and I tell you that it no longer works. It is absolutely working. I will make a big announcement if it no longer works, but they're just covering the planet in 5G. Literally, hurricanes. Wasn't there just an earthquake in somewhere far away from the United States and people died? Absolutely. All of those are because they are putting cell phone towers in the ground and these things that look like they're like long and skinny and it looks like a music speaker. And they have like 20 of them on top of every hotel and every office building, maybe 30 or 40. At every store, when your phone works great, I guarantee you, look on top of the building and you will see a ton of these things. They are messing with Mother Nature and the planet. And that is the reason why we're having so many natural tragedies. It is so unhealthy for your body Did I drive the message home enough? And because of that, the number one product that we sell, that I put people on when I work in a one-on-one situation, is CoQ10. If you do not have CoQ10, your body cannot convert food into energy. Your body cannot metabolize your food, carbohydrates, protein, or fat. Your pancreas cannot work. That means that you're not going to digest carbohydrates well. So when it comes to carbohydrates, if they make you fat or you're trying to stay away from them, if you just put a sticker on your phone and start taking some CoQ10 or CoQ&All, what it really is, you're not going to have that problem. It is so easy. If you are living in a world of avoiding and avoiding and avoiding, how about come to the other side where healing is easy and we have simple solutions to have limitless health? It's that easy. So we sell a lot of CoQ10. We sell a lot of pink salt. Somebody left here recently after a session, and the next day, or maybe it was like a week later, she's like, I just don't feel good and my heart is beating fast. And she went to urgent care and they gave her some medicine. They gave her antacids. It's all that they gave her. She was like in pain and heart beating so fast and feeling a little lightheaded. They gave her antacids and she said, I don't want to take him. What should I do? I had her start eating more salt. She wasn't eating enough salt at all because she has someone else in charge of her food intake, and she just didn't want to be bothered with carrying it around. And so as soon as she started eating it, she started not only feeling better, she looks like she lost like 10 pounds because now she's actually digesting her food. It's really that simple. And now her adrenals are actually like, so if you're like running, and you don't feel great, put the sticker on your phone and start having some salt or soak in the salt. It is that easy. It's that easy. So I'm going to take a couple of questions now, and I want you to come back for the next Limitless Health Club with more questions. I want to see that people are ordering the EMF stickers on the website. And we're going to talk about the second and third steps to health and the other 4 missing things from all other programs. So as I said, if you've been working with functional medicine, energy healers, shamans, doctors, nutritionists, it doesn't matter who you've been working with. If you've been working with them and you don't have EMF remediation, that's one of the reasons your program was not working. If you've been detoxing and detoxing and detoxing, I hate that word. It's so overused and abused in our society. All they're really doing is detoxing your liver, and it's piling more crap into the rest of your detox system, overloading it and not letting it work. So we'll get to that as well. I'm going to go through all these real basic topics at the beginning part of 2023 until I've drilled them into your mind and until I start getting emails from people that are members of this health club or seeing on the group chat how amazing you feel and you did not have to do that much. Like, what a game changer putting a sticker on your phone and taking salt and CoQ10 has become. I want to see hundreds of these emails coming in because it's really that easy to heal. I'm not just over here being like this cute little girl saying, hey, I have an idea for you to get you healthy. I'm actually telling you, like, I heal hundreds and thousands of people a year through these really simple methods. And I network and go to all these events with all these doctors and practitioners where they're pulling stuff out of thin air and they're on these like crazy programs for their patients, but they don't have EMF remediation on their sticker. They're not having their people soak in salt or eat salt. It's really just like that easy. It is absolutely that easy. So one of the questions that I received this week was, what should I do about headaches? And the answer to that is multifaceted, and it depends on the person and it depends on all your quirks. And my first answer always goes back to everything that I already said today. Do you have EMF remediation on your phone? Are you eating enough salt? When was the last time you soaked in the bath salts or the ocean salts? And if you haven't done any of those, that's your problem. If you're not taking CoQ10, that's your remedy. And, you know, the salts and soaking and eating salt is also your remedy. If you're already doing all of that and you have a headache, It might be a die off reaction from killing off yeast or fungus. It might be because you went somewhere like an event where there were like 300 people, or Times Square or Las Vegas, and or through the airport, or you drove through a toll booth and you got scanned and you didn't have your phone near you. And that's why we wear the Q disc, I'm sorry, the Q pendant. And so this is also on our website. I can take it off because my whole property is EMF remediated. It's the flower of life, but it's been remediated a couple of times. It's pretty thin. It's gold plated. And when you have it on your body, it blocks you from getting hit by all the EMF waves of everybody else. And so I have a couple of them on different necklaces. I have one on a bracelet for just in case. And my necklace wasn't matching, so I just tucked it under. My son puts one in a little one of those little jewelry bags, a teeny tiny one, and we pin it inside his shorts when he or his pants when he goes places. It's really that easy. It blocks all the chaos from around you so you don't get taken down. You are a battery. Everything you come in contact with charges you or drains you. I went to an event, a networking thing just 2 nights ago, and there were so many people there, and I actually forgot, and I knew as soon as I got 3 blocks away, I'm like, I forgot my pendant. So I kept my phone in my pocket. Easy remedy. This, and that's why we know teenagers always have this with them. They'll always be protected, except maybe when they're at the beach or in the ocean, but you don't need to be as protected when you're there because you are on Mother Nature, and the earth will remediate your cells for you. Even though they're blasting the beaches now with 5G, I think we still have a little bit of time before the beach possibly harms us. I hope that never happens. But once you're in the ocean, you're in nature, you got sunlight, which energizes and charges you. You have the salt and in the ocean, which hydrates your adrenals, and it also pulls all the toxins out of your body. That was one of the questions that I had this week. And then the question that I see tonight that somebody sent in was how, because I worked with this person one-on-one and I helped them release some emotional trauma out of their body. And they wanted to know if I'm going to teach that technique. And the technique is already on my website. It is a free download called Body Talk. And when you download that page, there's a few comments, or there's a few statements you can say. The first one is in a larger font. That is the main one. You can say that in a meditative state. You can say it staring. Like if I look in my computer, I could stare through the mirror or my computer at this point to the back of my left eyeball. This is my left. So when you stare like a dristi through to the back of the head, it's like you're reprogramming and repatterning your nervous system. And when you say these statements, it clears all the negative emotions and energetic stuff that is present in your field. And we know the body's like an onion, so stuff comes to the surface when the time is right for you to deal with it and release it. So when you say those statements, you will clear everything out. I also helped this person discover that what was going on in her stomach was an emotional trauma. It wasn't just about salt, it was an emotional trauma. And I did some magic on her and had her say a couple of specific things, and she cleared that out. That's not really something I can teach on a group session like this. It's more something that I can teach in a one-on-one. And it's not that it's unteachable, but it is, your head fields have to be on. So you need to use the QCI crystal before you start. And let me show you what that is. And I'm actually just going to roll on my chair. So the QCI crystal, it says on it, not for internal use. It's volcanic ash. And when you put it on top of your head and your feet on your ground and you just breathe, When you do that, it turns on all the meridians in your body. I did not speak purposefully because that interrupts it. You do about 30 seconds to a minute, and there's usually 5 breaths per minute if you do a nice, long, slow breath. So I did 4 breaths and I felt complete. When you do this, this is a one-time purchase also, as long as you take care of it. Every time you do this before you eat, it gets your body ready for food. If you have metal in your body of any sort, it is a permanent interference field. You have to do this every time before you eat. It opens up your channels. You will digest your food better. If you're thinking you have food allergies, when you use the QCI on your head before you eat, you will digest and absorb that food better. And that's probably also because most people don't have the sticker on their phone. You can also do this. I was at a conference about a week ago, and this woman was about to get a migraine. And I literally put my phone on her head and I just had her breathe. It took about 4.5 to 5 minutes for her. And I held it. Maybe I left it for a few minutes because you don't never want your phone to drop on the floor. And the whole thing went away, and her skin color changed, her demeanor came back, and she felt alive, and she was way better than she was 5 minutes before. Like it was game changing, life changing. So when you put the sticker on your device, on your phone, it turns your phone from healing you instead of killing you. And will you need one of these after that? Maybe not really, but this has other purposes as well. And I know that people forget to do this. I don't think you'll forget to do that if you leave it near a mirror and every day you do this with the statement, and we can do it together now. I will talk with it on my head because it's probably going to enhance a little bit, but I already turned my whole biofield on and all of my meridians when I was silent. And here's the statement we'll say. Body, you are healthy and safe, loved and healed. You easily dissolve any burden, toxin, stress, or excess weight in your path. For this, I am truly grateful. And hopefully for you, it will come with a yawn, because when you yawn, it's when the traffic jams are opening and your body is actually healing. Never, ever, 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 ever interrupt a yawn to talk. We will wait. Just get the full expression of the yawn. I was earlier tonight, about 20 minutes ago, I was feeling a yawn come on 2 or 3 times, but I was in the middle of talking, so it never came on. And that yawn just now was good, but it wasn't. There's another one coming, I can tell. That wasn't the big one. There's usually a big one. And if you do any kind of healing work, yawns will happen. Okay, that was a bigger one, but I think there's still another one coming. So what did we learn tonight? We learned you absolutely must have EMF remediation on your devices if you like to enjoy feeling good and living on this planet. Every single device you have, and that's it. You just build it into the cost of your $800 or $1,000 phone. You spend an extra $50 and you get all your devices remediated. You buy them as birthday gifts and Christmas gifts and Hanukkah gifts and Valentine's gifts and whatever else it is for everyone you love, because you're a member of the Limitless Health Club and you get a discount every time you buy something on my website. So do it. The second thing we learned is the QCI, quantum coherence. That was the big yawn. Every time, if you have metal in your body, you use this every time before you eat. At least use it twice a day. We also learned not to talk in the middle of a yawn. And the other thing that I have mentioned and will repeat many thousands of times is there are 3 simple steps to healing. 3. We talked about one of them. It is EMF remediation. We will talk about the next one next time. And if all your other health programs haven't worked, there's 5 reasons, and we will keep talking about those. And the first one is also EMF remediation. So without a shadow of a doubt, you absolutely need EMF remediation. I wanted to talk tonight to share some of our anti-inflammatory products or some of our other cool products. So I'm just going to show you two things. One is one of our favorites. It's charcoal made out of bamboo. There's nothing else in this container except for bamboo. It's been shredded down so fine that it feels like silk to your touch. And the scoop is like smaller than a third of a dime in terms of size. And every time you take that inside your body, it binds everything from mold to toxicity, from chemtrails, from old COVID stuff, from old scar stuff and old digestive stuff. It binds it and excretes it. If you take it and you didn't have a poop right after, take a second one that day. You got to take it until your bowels start to move. If your bowels don't move, health problems start. So absolutely use this product. It's called Pure Black. I love it. It will last months. You can use it on babies and young children as well. Everyone needs to poop 3 times a day. If you're not pooping, that's a problem. The second thing is ASEA. This is the gel. You should shake it before you use it, and then you just squeeze some out. You can put it anywhere on your body. I definitely use it on my neck and my face. It has in it what we call magic molecules. They are redox molecules. You can rub it anywhere where you have tight or pain or where you have a scar. You just want to get them in your body. And when you use it topically, you can pinpoint it. There's also a drink that you can have. This is the only product of its kind on the planet, and it makes all of your other nutrients work faster and better, and it helps your body heal faster and better. It increases glutathione, which strengthens the liver, and people have improved blood sugar. And if you want to do less is more, but if you want to do less, you don't want to be one of those people with a supplement list this long, then try the ASEA because it's going to help speed everything else up. You can go to juliehealth.com and then to the favorites. I'm sorry, not the favorites. You can go to the favorites and look at some of my favorite products like the anti-aging mattress cover and the type of water we use and the vibration plate and the glasses and the blue shield glasses and the blue shield screens to buy, because I have a screen on this computer. That's why I'm not wearing the glasses. If I was going to work on the computer for a couple of straight hours, I might also wear the glasses because I like my eyes and I like melatonin and sleeping and healing. So I'm blocking all the blue light. So you need to do that in addition to the EMF. But going back to ASEA, if you go to juliehealth.com, free downloads in the DIY section, you'll find a whole page about ASEA and what it does. And there's so much more than that, but it is a magical product that you're not going to notice anything specific from right away, but it is doing things inside your body to help everything else you're doing work better. Okay, use your code that you were given when you signed up for the Limitless Health Club. Enjoy yourself. Have a healthy night. I will see you in a couple of weeks, and make sure that you get EMF remediation on your devices. And then I'll know that you're having limitless health. Take care, everybody.